Alex Jones liquidated. They're selling everything. They're even trying to sell his social media, and I'm not even sure they can do that.
Jones's InfoWars media platform and its assets will be liquidated in auctions this fall.
Does that seem like a ruling that's designed to simply be seeking justice, take away someone's voice? When I say that truth matters, it doesn't mean that any one group gets everything right. That's why we have an admonish button. So do not confuse me saying that that enemies, and by that I mean those who are politically motivated, ideologically motivated to destroy someone, that they can't get some things right, or that people like us or Alex Jones can't get some things wrong. Yeah. It's about starting off knowing that what you are selling is untrue. And that's what we see here, and brings us to Alex Jones, a friend of the show here, Mug Club. You can watch him Fridays. Of course, it's been a little intermittent because he's been dealing with the fight of his life right now with these lawsuits, the biggest civil suit levied against an individual, I believe, ever. And yesterday.
And I, for one, I think it's a good thing. I think it's really showing what these people are about and what they do. And they're not going to be able to stop Alex Jones. Legit, I don't want to put this out into the world, but it's been coming to light. I think they're going to try and unalive this guy.
Yesterday, a federal bankruptcy judge indicated that Alex Jones, his company InfoWars, is going to be auctioned off piece by piece starting in November to help satisfy the $1 billion judgment.
The judge has approved a plan to auction off Alex Jones's assets to pay off the more than $1 billion he owes families of the Sandy Hook tragedy. The ruling was handed down by a bankruptcy judge in Texas.
I thought it was multiple trillions. Am I wrong about that? I thought it was like 2 trillion or 4 trillion, something like that.
Texas today, Jones's InfoWars media platform and its assets will be liquidated in auctions this fall. Jones repeatedly made false claims, suggesting the mass shooting that killed 20 kids and 6 educators was a hoax. Jones filed for personal bankruptcy.
By the way, them doing all this stuff to Alex Jones does not make me think that it was a hoax. Or it makes me think that I don't know how to word this around YouTube's stupid rules. Them doing this to Alex Jones makes me think that he was right, basically.
After the lawsuit's verdict.
So to be clear, the auction is going to include the trademarks, any copyrighted material, the company social media accounts, websites, and I believe then they'll get to assets. The one. And people would say, oh, it still sort of has yet to be determined. But think of how significant this is. The issue at hand is whether they'll be taking away Alex Jones's personal social media accounts, not the company's social media accounts. Does that seem like a ruling that's designed to simply be seeking justice, take away someone's voice? For crying out loud, people in prison, people who committed actual crimes, don't forego when they get out of prison their right to speak freely, provided they're not committing a crime. This is worse than that, you can argue. It's taking someone's voice and platform away with, by the way, something that is paper thin regardless of where you line up with Alex Jones. The one thing in silver lining, they will allow Alex to keep his OnlyFans. Yeah.
I will eat your ass.
Well, that was foreshadowing.
All right.
Let me make this really clear too.
Alex Jones gonna host a show on OnlyFans? Is that what he's hinting at?
The punishment, does it fit the crime when you're dealing? Alex Jones apologized for his comments on Sandy Hook. Alex Jones never sent any of his followers to harass any of the Sandy Hook families at all. He never advocated for that. He was found liable by default from the judgment for damages because he didn't respond in time. And the trial was just about how much he was going to pay. And they claim that this is all predicated on the idea that Alex Jones profited off of Sandy Hook. He spoke about Sandy Hook for about 22 minutes over the course of over 8,000 hours of broadcast time. Here's something you don't take into account when people want a virtue signal, and you'll see it on the right, and they act high and mighty. Everyone makes mistakes. Let me ask you this. If someone were to take 8,000 plus hours of your life, you think they could find 22 minutes of mistakes or 22 minutes that you wouldn't necessarily be most proud of or want out there? That's one thing you may not take into account when people speak for hours a day, every single day. People had cameras running on you for 8,000 hours over the course of...
It's like straight up. Even if what he said was wrong, it's free speech, man. Because if they rolled back the tape of my life and heard the things that I've said, there's going to be way more than 22 minutes worth of stuff that they did, way worse than what Alex Jones said. It's just they want him silenced. And I guarantee there are way worse things that Democrats say. The people that are trying to take him down say way worse stuff than Alex Jones does.
Of years, and they could select any minutes that they wanted, and by the way, delete or disregard the rest. How do you think you'd come out of it?
Yeah.
So before you do the whole, oh, well, I would never, I can't believe, really? Really? I know you're full of it. How do I know? Because I've spent more than 2 hours with you, and I could pull 22 minutes. And that's not you personally, that's anyone on earth. They can silence anyone. I want to make it really clear. People say, it's not just Alex, they could be coming for us. And then, you know, they say, give me more money, or someone like Zelensky. That's what Zelensky's catchphrase.
Yeah,
He's actually have it. It's like his, did I do that? And he has it patented. More money, please.
Does. Yeah. But look, if you're going after a judgment from somebody, right? So Alex Jones had the largest personal judgment, I believe, in history for an individual levied against him, over $1 billion for comments that he made, right? We talked about that. If you're going to go after a judgment like that and somebody can't pay it, he's got a profitable business. Let him keep working and paying you over time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what it's about. And I think, guys, I don't know if you can...
Yeah, like, when people get charged, isn't that what happens anyway? Don't you pay in payments? I mean, I know you can pay it all at once, but, like, every time I've been charged with a crime that I haven't actually committed, everything I've been charged with was bullshit. Anyway, every time that I've been charged with something, it's always, you know what? It's
find
pissing me
that
off.
clip of the
I'm too
lawyer
tired for
basically
this.
saying...
Yeah, in the closing
that they were-
statement.
In
saying
his closing statements, he wanted to make sure that he couldn't do this again or something. I can't remember.
that it was
exact
to make sure
quote.
that no one out there
Does
ever
something-
attempted to do something
Yeah.
like Alex Jones did again.
They're trying to silence this guy from everything. They're trying to take his voice away completely. It is so obvious. This is not about making any kind of restitution, even if you believed he made a mistake, right? That's not about, it's about making sure it's this punitive punishment, this ongoing punishment for Alex. You can never speak again. Really interesting that this liquidation is going to happen in November, by the way.
Very interesting.
Really, really interesting timing on all of this.
And who's and who did the worst deed? Mr. Varmer spreading misinformation,
Right.
or Alex?
Yeah.
By having a theory out there that
Yeah. Well, it was even
and
brought-
this guy will go on
Right.
to do whatever.
Right. And Alex apologized to the family. Someone else came in with the theory, and Alex apologized to the family. He never encouraged harassment. He felt bad about it.
Of course, they made him apologize to the family. I mean, he probably would have apologized to them anyway, but the family had nothing to do with it being a hoax, I guess, an inward job. How would the families know that? And the people that may or may not be behind it would also know that. So it's weird. It's a weird situation. Who knows?
Yeah.
People make mistakes.
I wouldn't put it past our government to do all of this and also it be a hoax.
Of course. But you know what? Conservatives need to do better. We on the right need to do better, because I'm telling you, I watched this happen. You know, a lot of people don't know this. Alex Jones and I became friends through conservatives throwing him under the bus. Conservatives, libertarians, Republicans, right-wing, truth, whatever you want to say, right? People who were his friends removed episodes, right? Alex Jones was deplatformed in one day from Facebook, Instagram, that point Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Happened all in one day. And a lot of conservatives said, well, you know what, but that's too far. And I understand that you can think that, but here's where we are, removing the man's ability to speak at all,
True.
even personally. Alex Jones and I became friends because I was one of the only people, I think Patrick Bet David was too, if I'm not mistaken. I remember he had him on, who was willing to say this is wrong. We became friends. Before that, I'm not going to lie, wasn't the biggest fan. I didn't dislike him. You know, he did yell out that I raped him in Austin when we were doing a Change My Mind. And it was as a joke. It was as a joke. And I was like, Alex, what the hell are you doing? There are people here that are going to think I actually raped you.
He really did.
Yeah. Save a crowd to rape me. I'm sorry, we're on committee. I just want to do the funny thing. I'm like, yeah, leave it to me.
It's like a friendly heckler.
Yeah, it was like a friendly
While
heckle.
you're trying to have a good conversation.
And we became friends because of that. We need to do better. And you know what? And then I was brought on Piers Morgan. And Piers Morgan, I'm friendly with Piers Morgan. I've done his shows a couple of times. One time he brought me on and he was asking the question 5 different ways to just try and get me to condemn Alex. And we may have the clip. I said, you're not going to get me to come on here and disavow my friend.
You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Alex Jones is going to bear the cross. He's just going to take it on the chin. And he's probably going to swing back. And he's going to have an army behind him. This is not looking good. We're really inching toward the C-word war.
Alex can speak for Alex, and I'll speak for myself, but I like Alex Jones, and I think Alex Jones does good work. Too many people get it's the peer pressure. You're going to sit at lunch with that kid? I'm sorry. It doesn't work, and we have to stop allowing this to work. We need to do better.
That doesn't happen on the left, really.
No.
That's what they have over the right.
Only to the point of when it's completely undeniable.
That's
like
right.
Jay Varma, they'll go, okay, put some distance between themselves.
That's right.
But conservatives just cut and run
Yeah.
very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Wait, you're not, and that's because we have standards. That's a good thing. But just because we have standards and someone falls short of them, you know who else has? You, me, everyone.
Well, if you want to win, drop them standards.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems to be the rule in this country right now, where we're at.
Right.
You have to get down in the mud and roll around with them.
Yeah.
We'll see on November 5th.
The left is willing to drop their standards for someone who hasn't been elected, being installed, who couldn't win a primary, who can't name a single one of her policies if her life depended on it.
Yeah.
And the left has said, yep, absolutely. And the right is going, well, Donald Trump and bump stocks. What do you think you're facing? What kind of calamity do you think is actually, do you understand what is going on in this country? Do you understand the consequences, not just of this election, but you understand that every country has a turning point, right? That there's a point of no return, and you never know when that is? Are you paying attention? And you won't support someone unless they're perfect?
Yeah, but he's mean.
Yeah, exactly. Donald Trump. Yeah, but Alex goes too far. Absolutely. So you don't think Fauci went too far? You don't think this isn't whataboutism? It's not even close. And the level of damage that can be inflicted and has been inflicted is not even close. Don't care anymore. Sorry. We're not going to play this game. The perfect is the enemy of the good. Hey, everyone has flaws. Let's start taking this seriously and stop acting like the world's biggest high school. Because you know what happens when you do that?
There's a food fight in the lunchroom, and is not going to be friendly.
COVID. Thank God, no, not monkeypox. But, you know, it's easily avoidable. Just don't be sodomized in truck stalls.
COVID. COVID, man.
And someone out there will be like, well, I would have shared this, but you made fun of the accent, which could be perceived as racist. Okay, fine. Go screw yourself. How about
I'm racist, according to them, and I'm going to own it.
that? COVID is funny because it's an elected official who can't speak the language properly.
Or anchor newscasters. It's
Yeah.
weird how the language gets bastardized.
Right.
It starts with pop culture and it leaks into.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
It is. And you know what? They're trying to silence any. It could be you, could be me, could be anyone as to what they're doing with Alex Jones. Like you said, November. Oh, interesting timing. Also, it seems as though it may coincide with the fact that he's been doing a lot of good work. Here's Jones in a very Alex Jones way confronting former NIH director Francis Collins over the COVID vaccine deaths. This is just from, I believe, 2 days ago.
We're
good. 20+ million people dead from those shots. Well, truth's coming out about you and Fauci.
Wow.
How's it feel to kill more people than Hitler?
You're writing some folk songs
Wow. Wow.
You'll never get away with what you did, your bioweapon. You're in a lot of trouble. Nuremberg 2 is coming.
God bless him. Oh my God.
The funny thing is, he's like, Nuremberg 2 is coming. And you can tell in his head because, with comedy, right, there's that rule of escalation.
Yes.
You can't escalate it once you're like, how's it feel to know you kill more people than Hitler? And it's like,
Yeah.
he doesn't respond. It's like, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
The funny part is I actually clipped that a little tight. He does just sit there pointing. For
It's so funny.
It is just Alex. A lot of people don't think that Alex Jones be what he is, but it do. And I will tell you this. We also have, we're going to talk about this in a second too. The Haitians are suing because that's where we are in this country. It's absolutely
Can
silly.
I just say one more thing about Alex? Obviously, he's on to something, or they wouldn't try to destroy just his business, but him personally.
Right.
That's how you know he's touching the truth.
Yep.
And the harder they go after you,
Yeah.
the more scared they are of you. Obviously, you're doing good work.
Yep. Alex Jones and Trump are like top notch right now, top tier.
You know what?
I don't even like Trump. It's just they keep going after him. I don't like Alex Jones that much either. He is entertaining, but like they keep going after these two. So I'm just like, I hate the establishment. Who does the establishment hate? Alex Jones and Trump. So I'm on their side, I guess.
One thing I will say too about Alex Jones,
I'll take him.
just because he probably won't say this, and people don't often get to champion their own cause. That man's kids adore him.
Yeah.
That man is like dad ultimate. And it's something that you don't see because it's easy to sort of create this caricature of somebody. But I can tell you that in his personal life and the lengths that man will go to for his kids, that is a man who
He
means
seems
what
like
he
it.
says. And he really does care about the future for the children that he has. And I just let you know, maybe a surprise to people where you've made him out to be this supervillain. He's a hell of a dad, and I know that his family would tell you the same. And you know what? We're going to continue standing in the pocket for him. He's going to be bringing at least the Content Fridays to Mug Club as this continues to move on. There have been a lot of complications. We've worked with him. So, again, click that button if this means anything to you, because we also have always been supportive of him, and we work together. Yeah, what were we about to say?
Yeah, we got the clip of the lawyer saying he's going to make an example out of.
Oh, yeah. So let me just be really, really clear about this. And is this Bankston,
Yeah.
the lawyer who went after him and has boasted about this? You may not know that this is someone who this is kind of their raison d'être. How do you say that in English? Do people say raison d'être?
Date.
Date?
Raison d'être.
Sorry, I'm trying to say it the right way.
Raison d'etre.
Okay, all right. So here is him saying, when I say it could happen to anyone, here is the man who's proud of hopefully completely silencing Alex Jones personally, saying, we're going to make sure that this happens to anyone we want.
Yep.
I ask that with your verdict, you not only take Alex Jones' platform that he talks about away, I ask that you make certain he can't rebuild.
This
the
is
platform.
insane.
That's what matters.
This is absolutely insane.
Take him
That's
out
co-counsel
of
for
this
Bankston,
discourse,
just to be clear.
of this misinformation, of this peddling of lies, and make sure
Who
he
cares?
can't do it.
Whose responsibility is it to worry about this? And who determines what's lies and what isn't?
Again. That is punishment. That is deterrence.
You should say that to your barber. Jesus, do that again.
He looks like a, what's the little hot dog boy? A little you know what I'm talking about? The little.
Yo, dude. It doesn't end with Alex Jones. He's only the beginning if we don't put a stop to this. I want to get away from that.